What's going on YouTube? In this video, I want to talk to you about persistence, and I want to tell you a short story about persistence. Now, about 3 weeks ago, my business North Digital started a new marketing campaign, and this marketing campaign was designed to generate meetings between myself and dental offices, because dentists are our niche and they're the type of business that we help and take on as clients and enroll into our program. Now, this marketing system started up. We were running ads on Facebook. We were driving dentists through a funnel and having them automatically book in to me with my calendar. Now, the cost per appointment was anywhere from $400 to $600. For the sake of this video, let's say that the average cost per new appointment between me and a dentist is going to be $500. Now, we hadn't done a campaign quite like this before. In the past, most of our business had come from referrals, word of mouth, from my organic YouTube channel, videos like this. So this was a excursion into a new form of client acquisition. Now, before this, I really prided myself on having an excellent closing rate. When I used to get on the phone with a dentist, I would close about 40 to 50% of those conversations into actual signed on new clients. So when we started this program, what I found is the first demo call I took, the first sales call I didn't close it. The second call, I didn't close it. The third call, I didn't close it. By this time, I'm feeling a little bit frustrated because my ego is a little bit bruised. I thought I'm going to be closing 1 out of every 2 of these calls, and I was really excited to make a ton of money and scale up quickly. So let's move on to the 4th call. Also doesn't close. Call number 5, again, doesn't close. Now at this point, I'm getting a bit worried. I've had 5 calls. I've paid $500 for each of these calls, so I've invested about $2,500 into this program, and I have not been able to close a single dentist and have them sign on and enroll into our program. Now, luckily, I have a great mentor who I'm working with who's built a multiple 7-figure agency, and I talked to him about this, and he said, man, that $2,500 is simply an investment to make this system work. Keep going, just stick with it. So I took his advice. Call number 6, again, didn't close. Call number 7, call number 8, and call number 9. All 3 of them did not close. At this point, I'm thinking something is going on. I must be cursed. I've never in my life had 9 sales calls in a row that at least one of them didn't close and turn into a new client. And I knew the 10th call was coming up. And if I did 10 calls in a row and didn't close a single new client, I was going to be really upset. And that means I would have lost about $5,000 in this program and gotten nothing in return. Sure enough, call number 10 comes on. It doesn't close. Now, throughout this process, I've been iterating my sales process. I've been updating my demo deck. I've been speaking to different people in the industry who've made systems like this work really well for them. And I will say that each time I felt like I was getting closer, but I still just hadn't got that close yet. And it was really this mentally challenging situation because I went in there thinking I'm going to close 1 out of every 2 sales call. And here I was 10 calls in with 0 closes. I go into call number 11, and this one did not close. However, by this point, I had refined my demo presentation, my sales process, my intro call much further. And although it didn't close, I felt it was close. I felt we were really close. So 11 calls in, my cautious, logical, money-preserving side of my brain is telling me, Sean, this is stupid. You've invested almost $6,000 and you've gotten nothing in return. You should just put a stop to this. You should stop now. You should go back to the way that you used to market. This is not going to work. So fast forward to call number 12, 13, 14, and 15. So the next 4 calls. Out of these 4 calls, I closed 3 of them and bring all 3 on as new clients. I couldn't believe it that it went from 11 call cold streak of not bringing anyone on to closing 3 out of 4 on the tail end of my first 15 sales calls through this program. And I wanted to make this video, guys, because this is really going to be a reminder to myself that persistence is really important. When there's resistance to something, when something isn't working, it doesn't always mean that you need to switch it or that it's wrong. It might just mean that you haven't stuck with it long enough. There's a quote that the plane takes off best against the wind, which means that having some resistance as you're trying to scale something, start something, get something off the ground is actually a good thing because it forces you to refine your process. Now, when I look back over these 15 calls, I've invested, I think that'd be $7,500 if my math is correct. And the lifetime value of a new client for us is probably around $20,000. So we've now seen an incredible return on investment. We've closed 3 clients. We've generated $60,000 of value for our business. We only had to invest $7,500 to do that. So this campaign has actually been a huge success, and I plan to continue scaling this up. Having said that, if I had just looked at the first 10 calls or even the first 11 calls, I would have talked myself out of continuing, and I would have talked myself into winding the whole system down because I would have been upset that I had lost almost $6,000 and gotten nothing in return. But in this case, the key was to see it through till the end. So the takeaway here, guys, is that sometimes when something isn't working, you should change it, but other times it just means you haven't stuck with it long enough. And this is a situation where having a mentor who's walked the path that you're trying to walk down and has built the thing that you're trying to build before is so valuable, because that mentor can tell you when you're in a situation where you need to stop because you're losing money, or if you're in a situation like I was where you just need to keep going. It's going to work. Trust the process. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap up this video here. I'm gonna show quickly before I finish the video just the graphical representation of those 15 calls. And this is a really valuable lesson again for me, because at the time of making this video, this was about a $7,000 or $8,000 investment so far. In a few years from now, when I'm making bigger moves in business, this same situation is going to come up, but it's going to be orders of magnitude greater. It might be a $20,000, a $50,000, a $100,000 investment where I want to give up on it and not see it through. Meanwhile, I should stick with it because it could result again in a 10x return on investment. With that in mind, guys, if you like this type of video, give me a comment, give me a like below. Let me know what you want to see in future videos. I read all the comments myself. I've been a little bit sporadic in posting these days just because I'm so busy scaling up my agency to 7 figures, but this is still a huge passion of mine. So let me know what you guys want to see. And until then, I'll see you guys later.